Hello beautiful souls, this is Vinita Kumar, also known as Twinflameunion, bringing you guys in this week's pep talk and empowerment 10 laws to twin flame journey. These are my take on it. Of course, it's going to be very different for other twin flame coaches that are out there. They may be teaching something different. I actually don't even know what they teach, but I'll let you guys decide whether this is actually going to be a resonating topic or not. I'm quite excited because I was thinking about what I wanted to hop on and talk about, and this was actually something that I thought of last moment. I didn't even write the key points of it until I finished the 10 things that I was writing. I didn't even know if it was going to reach up to 10 or what, and then I selected the topic. For those that are actually stumbling on this topic and you're not a twin flame, it doesn't matter, because you can apply the same principles in your spiritual journey, whether you're trying to manifest anything, be it specific person or even money or abundance or something like that. A lot of these will actually anyway resonate to you, because these are very, very general, and you can apply them. Definitely may not resonate all 10 of them, but you definitely will resonate to at least 7 or more. So having said that, we're going to dive deep into this topic, but before we actually do, let's hit it. And welcome back. For those that are new to this channel, welcome. Please do not forget to hit like, share and subscribe so that you do not miss any future videos. I have a lot of content in this channel. You may want to check out my playlist and see what else you can get out of this. We are actually diving into 10 laws to twin flame journey, or you could say 10 laws to spiritual journey. Whatever you want is your thing here. Let's dive into it. But before we do, I also want to add that if you want to book any private sessions with me, be it reading or any healing sessions, coaching session, anything, you can do that as well. Link is in the description box leading to my website. You can purchase and book directly from there. And we're gonna now go into this particular topic, and that is 10 laws to spiritual journey, or 10 laws to twin flame journey, whichever way. I am actually trying to fill a bit for everybody, because I find that not only twin flames get drawn to this channel, there's others that actually do as well. So first and foremost, the first law that I have, this is actually again my take on it. You don't have to feel that this is something, I mean, if it's resonating, of course it's going to be fine, but what I'm saying is that other people will probably teach it differently, and I don't pay attention to what others teach. So just take it and see if it all resonates. Do tell me in the comments if it actually does or doesn't. Don't listen to others, and this is my number one law. The reason why being this is so crucial is because you are a spiritual being that's living a human experience. You should know already what, deep down, you already know what you desire, what you want in life, and you shouldn't have others influence you. Yes, you're going to have insights from others, because if you are in tune with your higher self or your higher being or your higher consciousness, you're going to be leading to the right people at the right time, the right coaches, the right friends, the right type of materials that you need to just kind of progress in your journey. But what I want to say is that a lot of times what ends up happening is that there's so many times, and again, I'm dealing with so many people on an individual basis, on client level, and this is again some of the common things that I actually see that my clients actually go through and you guys go through, and that is that you are focusing too much on what others are telling you to do or not to do, right? If an example would be, let's just say that if you're in a twin flame journey and some of your friends or your family members or somebody else that you've heard in the spiritual community that do not understand the twin flame journey to tell you that twin flames is, sort of like a hoax, or it's a type of people that are going in loops in their journey, that kind of stuff. There's lots of them that are actually coaches, that are also on YouTube, that do not believe in twin flames and twin flame journey. That is not their journey to comment on, because if you're here in this channel and you're watching somebody like me that's on this platform trying to make sense of your life, you know that this is very, very important in your life, right? You know that you're dealing with a twin flame and you've got all these things that are happening, and you're not actually delusional, right? Despite what others actually claim, around you that tell you or something like that, you know that this is something that is very profound, and it's an experience that you are experiencing, and that is your own truth. You have to kind of stay within your own truth regarding that. So this is now number one rule that I have, is do not listen to others. I actually do have a video on it, because I find that when people are going through their awakening process, they are also booking with readers and, psychics and stuff like that, or, they're listening to their friends, telling them that do not waste your time on this particular person or this or that. You know deep down that your twin flame, your specific person is of some sort of significance to you. And if that person is significant to you, then that's your truth, and nothing and no one should tell you otherwise. So this is my number one rule. Let me know if this kind of resonated, because this is something that time to time I have an issue with. I don't like it when people say anything about my twin flame. I don't like to hear anything about that, because he's actually a really good twin flame. He is doing everything that he should be doing, and I understand that, but of course a lot of other people don't, and that's okay. It's not their journey. They don't understand him. He's not their guy, so it doesn't really matter, right? So this is how I look at it in that sense, because I know that there's a lot of people that will say, oh, you're wasting too much time on them, or this and that. Just focus on what do you need to do. You don't need to worry about what others are thinking. Ignore them is what I'm trying to say. Law number 2, trust your own inner guidance. And this is really, I don't have it in any order, so don't worry about that. I just kind of quickly listed it because I wanted to push this video out, and I didn't really kind of put it in any order. Trust your own inner guidance is number 2 in my list. And the reason why I have this as that is because time after time, we are always trying to find answers from, an external source, meaning that you're not answering or asking questions from within. And it's very, very important to do that, because your own inner guidance will never be wrong. And we always try to, put other kind of reasoning to it, because we are too focused on something else that's out in our outer reality. So do not worry about that. I think that's kind of self-explanatory. I don't have to go too much into it, because you know that your own inner guidance is your own truth. really look into it. The whole point of your twin flame journey is to look within anyways, and this is something that you should be doing regardless of whatever coaches and guidance that you're taking from the external sources, right? And that's okay if you are, because the whole reason why I'm in this kind of mission work is to make sure that you guys are on the right track. But having said that, your own inner guidance will definitely be very rewarding to you, and the more you listen to that, and of course it's very hard to discern from your own inner guidance and your ego, because, and I'm gonna try to do a video on that. I'll see if I can kind of wrap around it and explain it to you guys in baby language what that means. So yeah, you really have to understand the difference between your own inner guidance and what your ego is trying to tell you, because it's just night and day, right, between that. Number 3 is, and this is again just going to be pertaining to the twin flames, just because this is that channel, but you can ignore this one if it doesn't resonate, and that is to know if you're actually dealing with a twin flame. The whole dynamics change when you are actually dealing with a twin flame, and I see this with all the people that I deal with, including my clients, because they're not sure. They're going through all these kind of things with them, and they're not sure because they're trying to attach a 3D reality of whatever is happening. And I always said that you should be doing a twin flame test, and if you do not know what that is, you can search my name along with the twin flame test on their YouTube channel, on the website. You'll find all those kind of information out there. I have a twin flame test article as well as a YouTube video on it, so you can have a look at it and how to actually navigate your twin flame test, because the idea is to really understand who your twin flame is, meaning that that is in fact what you're dealing with. The whole situation changes when you are actually dealing with your twin flame, because the normal 3D stuff is not going to really apply to your twin flame and your situation. And this is why it's so crucial to really understand whether you're actually dealing with a twin flame, and try not to do the twin flame test on multiple people. I have this kind of situation where I've seen this, where people are trying to make things fit. Don't make it fit. Either the person is your twin flame or they're not, right? Either or. I will never ever do a twin flame test on anybody else other than my twin flame. I already did that. It's time after time. The universe has really made it aware to me that he is my twin flame. So I will never ever doubt that situation. So I'm just saying that you don't need to even doubt that guidance, right? It's very important to know who you're dealing with, and the only way you can know is to go within and construct a twin flame test to understand that part. Number 4, I've got pay attention to your story. And this is very important. What story are you telling everybody? And this is very general, but I will talk about the twin flames first, and of course I will tell in a general way for others that are not in a twin flame journey. What this means is that whatever you are saying to people is actually the story. And I'm going to give you a very good example in my story with my twin flame. I knew that he was my twin flame, and I knew that there is a future with my twin flame. And the story that I told people, and I didn't know that was going to happen or not, but this is the story that I told because I was going within and getting these answers, that he is just focusing on his career, his business, his work. He's just working a lot, and he's just building his empire, that kind of stuff. He doesn't have time to chase around other women, that kind of stuff. He's focused on himself, he's healing, he's doing this, that kind of stuff. And fast forward 6 years later, it's exactly that story. So I'm just saying that because it's very important that you understand that. If you are telling, paying attention to, your twin flame, being out there in the dating field and finding, their matchmake, or they're dating this, or they're the third party, or they're doing this, or they're doing that. The story is gonna manifest, definitely, right? No matter what. Or if they are in that kind of third party situation or whatever it is, it's gonna still loop around and they will stay in that situation. So what you want to do is pay attention to what you are telling others. And part of the story should be that, if you feel that, they have very, very intense feeling for you, they miss you, they love you, then that's what it is, right? You will know that, especially, like I said, if you know that that's your twin flame, you'll know that's the story anyways, right? You will feel what they're feeling. So a lot of times, you are so energetically connected to them that you will actually feel what they are feeling, and that's whatever you are saying or thinking about them, or whatever you're assuming them to be, is what it is. So pay attention to them. That became my number four law. Pay attention to your story. Now, for those that are not in a twin flame journey, this again applies to your specific person, same story. Or it could be also, if you're trying to manifest your, anything that you're desiring, like a house, or a vehicle, or, a good job, that kind of stuff, or your health, right? Like, pay attention to the story that you're telling yourself, right? If you have read enough self-help books, or if you've actually followed anybody that is of some sort of, significance, something like Oprah Winfrey, or, Jim Carrey, those kind of things. And off the bat, I'm just trying to think here, who else is, that kind of figure, like that, started from nothing, and then they, went from there to where they are so successful. And you'll see that that's, they started off with telling themselves a story. Like if you ever watch somebody's biopic, right? Or if you're watching anybody's, reading anybody's, biography, that kind of stuff, right? You'll see that they will have started from nothing, and then they would have gone up, into the skies, teaching, reaching and going where they needed to go. And again, they didn't pay attention to, they did pay attention to the story, right? They had an idea, they wanted to succeed, and that was something that they were telling, even if people around them didn't believe. So it's kind of the same concept, if that makes sense. You really, really want to make sure that you are always on the positive thinking mode, when it comes to your abilities and yourself. So number 5, we've got ignore the 3D reality. And this is this goes in general for anything, but I'll first talk about the twin flames. Don't focus on what's happening in your 3D reality. If your twin flame is not talking to you, don't worry about that. If your twin flame is ghosting you, don't worry about that. Don't worry about the third party that they're in. Don't worry about the fact that they are still not coming towards you. Don't worry about all of that stuff. Don't focus on that, because you've probably heard this many, many times now. Energy goes where your attention goes, so you don't want to put too much attention in there. Same thing with, if you have money problems, right? You shouldn't be focusing your energy on, money issues and stuff like that. Even though it's really, really hard to not do that, especially if you are, living paycheck to paycheck, or if you have like really not enough money, that kind of stuff. I'm going to try to do some video. I know I have a couple of videos on money, on how to manifest, but I'm going to actually try to, do something a little bit better for you guys, so that you have guidance on that, on how to navigate, especially if you are trying to manifest money. I'll do that. But yes, you want to ignore the 3D reality. Don't focus on the fact that you don't have what you don't have, right? Because if you're going to focus on the things that you don't have, you're going to continue to have the same reality play out over and over again. So you want to actually assume that, you are not in that kind of situation. You're the opposite of whatever you're trying to manifest. If that makes sense. If you're trying to lose weight, you shouldn't be focused on, yeah, you're going to be doing the right things by going to the gym or working out and watching your diet and all those kind of things. But at the same time, you shouldn't be too aware of the fact that you are trying to lose weight, and, you're obsessed about that idea. Oh, like, I don't like this bulge that's, hanging out here or there. you know, that kind of stuff, right? So, you know, try to not focus on the 3D reality, because what you want to do is you're going to focus on, you know, what your end result is, if that makes sense, right? So so yeah, you know, that's kind of the law of you know, that application, right? Okay, so we are diving into the 6th law. Ask your higher self to show you the way. And this is very, very important, because a lot of times what ends up happening is, you know, we are not going within to get the guidance that we need, right? What we are doing is we are, again, you know, I kind of mentioned that already, that you're going into the, you know, the outside world, the outer reality, to just get guidance, you know, that kind of stuff. But what you want to do is you want to go within and ask your higher self. You know, by now, if you're watching this, you should know that you are you, right? You know, you have a higher consciousness, and what you should be doing is asking your higher self to show you the way, whatever that is that you need guidance in. So, and you would be surprised, Lord, oh behold, you're gonna get that guidance that you are seeking. Trust me. Okay, number 7th law. Dive into your healing. And that is very, very crucial, especially if you're on a twin flame journey. You know that you have lots of healing to do. And that's the reason why, you know, you've got your reality the way that it's showing, you know, especially your dynamics with your twin flame or everything else that's happening in your life. You know, you need to dive into your past life and see what the story is. I always say that to all the twin flames, that there's always a story, and you need to know what your story is when it comes to your twin flame, because that's the whole reason why, you know, you have so many roadblocks when it comes to, you know, your relationship with them, right? See where the story actually began, and the story is going to be really, really surprising. Another thing that you need to dive into is your inner child. Your inner child is, you know, from age 1 to 7, that is you, that where you would have, you know, had lots of things that would have happened. You know, you could have, you know, built your self-concept on certain things, and that's playing out in your reality. It could be abandonment issues, it could be trauma, it could be abuse, you know, it could be many, many things, right? You know, you just don't know what that is till you actually dive into it. And of course, this is so individualized. This is why, you know, you need to understand that inner child is something that you need to really, really heal on. So this is really huge, especially when you are in a spiritual journey and you are aware that there's some things that are not explaining, right? So when you go into these kind of you know, healing modes, then you really, really understand what's happening around in your present. Another thing that I always talk about, and I'm very big on that, I just finished doing that my own program, and that is the self-love program. It is so I mean, self-love, right? I did my own self-love program. I just finished it, and it was really, really good. You know, this is my fourth time that I have done my own, but of course I've done it over the years as well, and I kept doing it. But yeah, it's very, very rewarding. For those that have purchased my self-love program, you can revisit that again and see what else is coming up. It's really, really important to dive into your self-love. The reason why is because whatever is happening in your outer reality at the moment is actually a reflection of your inner reality. So you want to make sure that your inner reality is very, very strong and very, very solid, so that, you know, if you have issues in your inner reality, it's going to show up in the outer reality, right? So part of self-love is self-concept. Actually, now that I have understood the, you know, the power of self-concept a little bit better, I'm gonna try to do an article on it. I'm gonna try to actually also push out a meditation to rebuild your self-concept, and I've already started, you know, thinking about how I'm gonna actually do the meditation. So, you know, for you guys, so look out for that. It's gonna come out very soon, maybe within a month or so. I'm just, doing the details, the scripting, those kind of things. I'm just kind of channeling what I want to do for that guided meditation. So your limited beliefs, they're very, very important, and of course your resistance around it, and all of this is part of your self-concept. And you'll be surprised that what really comes up when you are actually diving into your self-concept. And of course it's going to be very, very individualized. This is why it's really hard to understand what it is that's triggering you, what it is that you need to heal on, because it's, again, so individualized. It took me years to figure out what that is for myself. So it's not a overnight process. Just just continue diving into it, figure it out. But the more you figure it out, the more you know that, and as you see things change in your 3D reality, you know that you're on the right track. So really, really, try to figure out what your self-concept is. I will actually also try to do, I know I have a guided meditation in my channel on limited beliefs, but I'm gonna actually try to do a one-on-one session. I'll push that out. I haven't quite figured out how I'm gonna do it. It's just still an idea that's coming in, and I'm just still channeling. And I may push out a guided meditation on how to go in and figure out your limited beliefs, because again, because this kind of things are so individualized, this is not one aspect fits all kind of thing, because you don't know what it is. You don't know what your limited beliefs are. You don't know, what areas you need to work on your self-concept. So this is something that I would definitely say, you try to find out on your own. And of course, the resistance that come around that. So yeah, this is a big portion. Number 7, which is dive into your healing. I think that this is really something that you all really, really need to look into if you haven't started already. Number 8, we've got signs and things, and I just published my article on synchronicities, so do have a look at it. It took me a while to write it and put it together, but it's there now. And again, a lot of law of attraction coaches and a lot of people that are teaching stuff like that on YouTube and however have you, there's a lot of conflicting information on signs and things and synchronicities, because a lot of them don't believe that they exist. Some of them do believe that it exists. Some feel that it's your inner fears and dragons and demons that come out, and others feel that it's your inner guidance that come out. Oh my God, it's so confusing. And I've seen really, really good coaches on YouTube that are saying that, right? So they are all over the place as well with it. So read that article, because I feel that that's really, really important. And for those that do follow me, that I'm big on signs and things, because I feel that, your inner guidance, your, God, the universe, that sort of thing, your higher consciousness, they are trying to get you into the right path. And I don't care what others feel about that. I know that in my reality, it's really, really important that I look at that, because like I said, I've looked at it back and forth, and I've gone back and forth on it, where there's so many conflicting information regarding that. And now that is my truth. I am gonna stand by it. I never derailed out of it. I just listen to what people are saying, and then I'm like, oh, is it really? And I go within and I ask, and then it doesn't resonate with me when people say that it doesn't matter, or you are too focused on all of that stuff and this and that. I really, really, this is me personally. I feel that that's that's totally not related to my journey, because since the beginning of my awakening, I've seen so many signs and things, and what it's done is it's actually navigated my journey in a very, very systematic way. And I believe that because I've already seen it happen. So yeah, that's my reality, that's my truth, and that is to trust it. So that is my 8th rule: signs and things, and to trust it. So let me know if you guys resonate to this. Number 9 is trust your manifestation. You know, it doesn't matter what you're trying to manifest, whether you're trying to manifest a twin flame, whether you're trying to manifest a specific person, you know, whether you're trying to manifest a great business, job, you know, your health, you know, your dream home, you know, your vehicle. It doesn't matter what you're trying to manifest. Even people manifest, you know, friends and stuff like that, because sometimes, you know, you have a hard time you know, being friends with people, or you're actually very you know, internalized, you know, you're not really you know, you're very introvert, right? You're not you know, you're not out there, you know, you're shy, you know, you don't make friends easily, or, you know, you don't have that many people that you know. And so people do try to manifest that too, and that's okay if you are, because that's also part of the process, and that is to trust your manifestation in whatever you're trying to manifest. Believe it or not, we're always manifesting every day, every second. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. You know, as a human being, you're always manifesting something. So you know, whether you are aware of it or not, right, pay attention to it, and you'll see that you are actually manifesting all the time. And number 10 is watch it unfold. That's really, really important in your journey, to watch your manifestation unfold. And everything that I have said, right, there's 10 laws that I have, you know, a 9 law, right, the 9th law, right, watch the whole thing unfold, and that is my 10th law. So I hope this actually made sense to you guys. Let me know. And I know that next month I'm already looking into it, so bear with me. I did mention that I'm gonna try to do YouTube lives. I'm going to do that hopefully next month in October, so be on a lookout for that. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. I do appreciate you all, and just be patient. This content is still coming. I'm just so busy. I don't understand how I got so busy, but I am. It's a good thing, because you know, time just flies. But there's a lot of things that I have you know, thought of to make your journey and your life much simpler. So having said that, all the best in your journey. It doesn't matter whether you're dealing with a twin flame or not, or you have not met. You know that this channel will give you a lot of content like this, and I will continue to serve you guys. So with that, all the best. Have a blessed day.